Hi guys, it's Ray Newlands here from Just for Keepers, also called J4K. I hope you're fitting well. So I've just received an email from a parent of a goalkeeper called Steve regarding his young son Harry, who's just coming back from a broken wrist. So rather than write a long email, I thought I would do a personal video for yourself, young Harry, and also to help you, Steve. But I thought this video as well, I'll put it out to the J4K community because I'm sure it will help a lot of goalkeepers and parents of goalkeepers, and sort of a bit of a word of warning to goalkeeping coaches as well, because I've made a few, I wouldn't say it's mistakes, guys, okay, yeah, but you've got to be careful what type of medical advice that you're offering to your students, okay? So basically the email that I got from Steve was, Ray, my son Harry has broken his wrist. What can he do? What's the best way or the correct way to strap up his wrist before he plays and he trains, obviously to give that extra support. So obviously I've been in playing in goal many a year now, and over the years I've broken my wrists a couple of times. I forgot how many times I've broken, dislocated or sprained and fractured my fingers in the back of my hands, guys, okay? So I'm actually used to strapping up my fingers as well. And in the past, when my students have come up to me, and this is sometimes, I wouldn't say it's a mistake, guys, but as a goalkeeping coach, so this is advice for goalkeeping coaches, we just got to be a bit careful the advice medically we give to our students. And so when students have come up to me in the past and they said, well, Ray, I'm coming back from a broken finger, how do I strap up my finger? And because I've done it thousands of times, I go, well, look, this is how I do it. But what you've got to be careful of, guys, what's good for me and how I personally do something is not necessarily the right thing for my students, because obviously, mechanics and the way our bodies are structured, etc. I'm obviously a different shape to all my students. Everyone's obviously different, but also these these different sprains, different, obviously breaks, fractures, etc. And you've obviously got to make sure, compared to the injury, you've got to strap it up in a certain way. So whenever I used to strap something up, I'm sure as a coach or a goalkeeper or a goalkeeping coach, you probably strap everything up a certain way, and that's not necessarily the case. As I say, certain injuries have got to be strapped up in different ways, if that makes sense. So as goalkeeping coaches, especially if you're a parent of a goalkeeper and you've played in goal and you've strapped your fingers up in the past as well, please be careful of the information that you're going to give. So the advice I'm going to be giving to young Harry now, and to Harry's dad Steve, and to other goalkeepers and parents in J4K, in the J4K community, or just goalkeeping in general, anything like that, guys, okay, without sort of copping out of giving you an answer, Harry, is always go and get your advice. Anything medical, go and get it from an expert, okay? So it doesn't have to be a doctor, okay? In fact, the doctors are probably not the ones to go to. It'll either be a physiotherapist, or these different types of specialists now. Is it a sports injury therapist or a sports injury, where obviously they just focused on sports injuries, okay? Yeah, I remember going to one many years ago. Now look, I know it might cost, say, 20, 30, 40 pounds or dollars to go somewhere locally for maybe like a 30-minute consultation, but at least they can assess the exact injury that you've got, and they will show you exactly, again, for the mechanics of your hands or your fingers, they will show you the exact technique that you should be using for the injury, and also for the exact injury, and for the mechanics of your hands and your bones and your skeleton shape, if that makes sense. And as I say, going back to goalkeeping coaches, guys, what we just got to be a bit careful of is that it's like one sort of strap and fits all, if that makes sense, okay? Because again, every time I trained or played, I used to strap my wrists up or strap my fingers and my thumbs up, and I just used to do it all the same. And just because it's good for me or good for you, it might not necessarily be right for our students, if that makes sense. And look, it's probably only that much, again, with what the information and the advice that we're giving our students on how to strap up our fingers or wrists, it's probably like 98% of the way there anyway. But look, that 2% could make all the difference, guys, between, that 2% yet could result in more injury for our students. Hope that makes sense. As I say, we've all done it, guys, as coaches and as parents as well, to help our students or our goalkeeping child. And we think, yeah, because we've done it time and time again, we're experts, and we're not really experts. Yeah, we might be experts on how to do it for ourselves, but we're not experts on to do it for others because of obviously different injuries and different, obviously, body mechanics, like I've already explained. So Harry, without trying to cop out of this question, young man, what I would do, and what I would do is, I would go and find like a local sports injury specialist, as I say, for the sake of 20, 30, 40 pounds or dollars, and get them to show it, get it done. Get them, at least you know that you're getting the correct advice. Now, I know someone might say, well, go onto YouTube. Again, you got to be careful on YouTube, guys. Now, look, if you can go onto YouTube, and as long as you know 1,000,000% that the video that you're watching is from someone who is specialised and got all the qualifications, you know, okay, that's fine. Okay, but you just got to be a bit careful who you get the advice from on YouTube, guys, because just because they say that, just because they say, hey, I'm an expert, doesn't mean they're an expert. Not really. Okay, yeah. So if you can, if you know, yep, this guy is 1,000,000% an expert, yeah, that's fine. You might be able to get that from YouTube. Okay, but me personally, as I say, because obviously everybody's different, obviously the shape of our bodies, etc., the mechanics of our bodies, each injury is different. If I was yourselves, guys, for the sake of 30 minutes, 45 minutes, as I say, I know it might want to cost 20, 30, 40 pounds or dollars, it's worth going and getting specialised advice. So a specialist can physically see the injury, physically see, obviously, you know, the mechanics of your body shape, etc., and then they will give you the correct advice. That's the best strapping for your fingers, hands or wrists. So that's the advice I would give you as a goalkeeper, Harry, and any goalkeeper or any parent of a goalkeeper. So I hope that helps. And again, I'm sure any goalkeeping coaches watching this, you've probably gone, actually, Ray, you know what? I've done that as well. I've done that. And hopefully you've realised. And I say it's not a mistake, guys, okay? Because we are generally trying to help our students, but there's certain things as goalkeeping coaches that we should say, look, go and see a medical expert, okay? Because even though, as I say, guys, 98% of the advice we could be given is sound, just that 2% could prevent more injury. And obviously, I don't want that for my students, and I know you wouldn't want that for your students either, okay? So, Harry, again, hopefully doesn't sound like I'm mugging you off here with this question, and yourself, Steve, okay, yeah? But yeah, just go and see someone local, and I promise you, it'll be the best, as I say, that'll be the best decision for you. So I hope that helps, guys. All the best. And again, any more questions, there'll be a link above. So if any questions for parents or goalkeepers or goalkeeping coach, make sure you go to the link below. These about 40, 50 questions are the most common asked questions that I've been asked over the years. I'll guarantee there'll be a question in there that you're probably one of your burning questions. It will be answered on this page. If it's not, drop me an email and we'll do a video for you and the rest of the goalkeeping community. But click the link below to get more free help and advice. Okay, all the best. Have an amazing day. Hope that helps, Harry. Take care.